Sup guys, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Transformers Studio Series Bumblebee movie concept art Leader Class Megatron. Now, this figure is highly anticipated because this Leader Class Megatron is a concept version of a Bumblebee movie Megatron that never appeared in the movie. Thus, having an actual figure of this guy feels special for some collectors, as it would fit beautifully in anyone's Bumblebee movie collection. Now, anyways, before we take a look at the figure, let's take a quick look at the packaging. So, starting off, this is some nice packaging, but there's something different. Now you could see through the figure, which makes removing heads easier now. Now, since it's 2024, this box, like all the other boxes, has a thicker sheet of cardboard. I suppose that was to make sure that the boxes don't bend or break upon arrival. However, mine's a little broken right here. But anyways, taking a look at the packaging, here we got this nice CG rendition of Megatron, more like a concept art, but whatever. And over here we got some more words, names, and logos, this and that. On the side over here we have this nice looking CGI rendition of Megatron, with half of it being scanned? I don't know, it's reminiscing the Scan series all the way back from 2011 with Dark of the Moon. On the other side of the box is a more zoomed in look to Megatron's face, looking nice, although I can't tell where his mouth is. Is it supposed to be this little thing right here or something? I don't know. On the top is this nice big Transformers Bumblebee logo, and on the bottom is all boring. But you turn to the back and you get a little bit more info on what you get inside the box, featuring 2 modes of which Megatron can transform. Yeah, this guy's a triple changer. But anyways, let's get back to the figure. So starting off, painting and sculpting, pretty good. Of course, there's only like 5 combinations of light gray, dark gray, black, red, and silver, but it doesn't matter. The paint apps blend in very well. And of course, we got that nice Decepticon logo right smack in the chest. And then of course, we have Megatron's nice, cool looking head sculpt. Remember that one leaked images of this guy in his prototype form? Yeah, look where we've gone to now. This figure is the perfect way of saying when G1 and live-action Megatron would meet, without directly saying that, of course. And there's barely any back kibble, however there is a little bit of kibble over here, but it lays flat and sort of blends in with the legs, sorta? Not really. The feet are looking nice and silver-ish. And then what I noticed with the back is that there's 2 tabs, kind of like that Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime, all the way back in 2019. Yeah, we're just gonna keep on doing that from now on, I suppose. The details are really nice. Now, before we talk about accessories, I want to address something, and I don't think that this figure is, of course, the very first concept art Leader Class triple changer to be in the Studio Series, as there technically was, of course, Overload. This guy right here is the first official Studio Series Leader Class concept art figure. But anyways, moving on to accessory, you get this nice and big fusion cannon, to which when looking at it on this side, it looks pretty nice, but then turning to the back, it's a little bit flat, but not all that bad, honestly. Plug it onto the side of the arm right here, and there you go, there's Megatron with his fusion cannon. And since the muzzle is 5mm compatible, you can also tab in a blast effect, to which it looks really nice. But there is a way of storing the weapon on the back, to which you have to fold this gun in. What you're going to do is untab that, rotate that, and then what you're going to do next is just going to fold this in, and this tab right here will peg onto that slot right there. Close this in, make sure it tabs onto that slot right there, and then, okay, it fell off. You just plug it in right there. And there you go. There's Megatron's fusion cannon stored in the back. And then you could also do the classic G1 shoulder cannon thing if you want. I think there's a better way than doing this, but whatever. And if you do have Gamer Edition Megatron, you could probably throw in his accessories alongside the Studio Series Bumblebee movie Megatron to have Megatron a little bit more accessory packed. Anyways, now that the accessories are done with, let's just move on to articulation. Starting off, you got a ball joint at the head, which allows an up and a down, and a swivel. You can also untab this black piece that holds the head, like so, and then you can have him looking down a little bit more. Intentional butterfly joints? Full rotation at the arm, bend at the shoulder, bend at the elbow, biceps swivel. There's also this goofy elbow swivel, but that's used for transformation, wrist swivel, and some Studio Series Commander class quality of articulation for the fingers, waist swivel, side skirts move out, which allows the legs to spread, Move this front piece forward, which allows the leg to move forward. And the leg can also move backwards as well. Thigh rotation, bend at the knee pad can move out as well. And lastly, the foot can move up and down and can rock from side to side. Anyways, with the articulation out of the way, let's move on to size comparison. Starting off, here he is next to the Studio Series Movie 1 Megatron, and this is a Voyager class and this is a Leader class. Lovely. Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, Studio Series Leader Class Dark of the Moon Megatron, Studio Series Age of Extinction Galvatron. Moving on into some Bumblebee movie territory, here he is next to the Studio Series Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime, Soundwave, Starscream, B-127, Core Class Shockwave. Cannot wait for that Voyager Class 1, which I believe the Voyager Class Shockwave from head to toe is bigger than Soundwave and Starscream. Moving on into a little bit of Rise of the Beasts, here he is next to Studio Series Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, and these two look really nice together. Scourge, and lastly, here he is next to the Gamer Edition War for Cybertron Megatron. And the gang's all here. Well, most of it. We're still missing a few Decepticons. Like, of course, Skywarp, the proper size scale of this guy. And, you know, a few paint variations of the Seekers wouldn't have been so bad. Like, suppose a smaller shade of blue, green, red, purple, and of course, orange. Also, would have been nice to see these two in their Cybertronian forms, but that's not anytime soon, I suppose. Oh, and we're also missing a Frenzy repaint of Rumble. Can't wait for that. And Starscream is going to get a core class version as well, which is going to be interesting. But anyways, I think it's time we move on to the transformation, which might be a pain in the butt here and there, but I'll manage. So we're going to start off with the tank mode. What you're going to do first is you're going to rotate the head, open this side panel of the arm, fold in the hand, close that side panel back in, and then move this upwards. Same thing on the other side, except there's a little bit we gotta do with the gun. What you're gonna do is shift this all the way forward, and then I think the next thing you do is just tilt this to the left. If you want, you could leave these out like so, because next we're going to work on the legs. Starting off, what you're going to want to do is untab this and then move it all the way out like so. You're going to untab the legs like this and then shift it all the way backwards. But before you do that, make sure you fold in the foot, and then this slot will peg into that tab right there. Make sure those two tabs and those slots meet together, and then tab in this panel like so. After that, shift it forward, kind of like the Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, and then what you're going to do is just rest all of that right there. Next, what you will do is untab this whole piece, slide it all the way down, and then of course all of these hinge joints will extend. Make sure that this black piece tabs onto that black tab right there. You'll push it down and you'll hear a loud click, like so, and then push this down as well. You come back to this, flip it forward. After that, just fold out the panels, rotate the legs, and kind of like the Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, this leg will tab on right here, like so. Same thing for the other side, of course. After that, move the arms down like so, fold them in, and then make sure everything tabs into place, like this tab onto that slot will indeed plug in, as well as over here. Those two are supposed to tab in as well. And then don't forget the last thing. What you're going to do next is move out the tank treads like so. And here's Megatron in his tank mode. I see we're still clinging on to the metal slug-like nature of the tank mode design, are we, Hasbro? Oh, how bad could it be? This looks nice, actually. I quite dig it. Does it appear as if Megatron's body parts just folded in and it's quite obvious that his body parts did so? Yeah. Is it bad? Not really. Of course, the designers at Hasbro had to come up with something, as I don't think there was any concept design for Megatron's alt mode. But whatever, it gave the designers some creativity alongside the transformation and engineering, and it appears they've had fun with it, because there's actually a little bit more than just two alt modes. The tank on the top does have a little bit of articulation, as this thing can do a full 360, and this thing can also move up and down. That's kind of cool. Since the barrel kind of folds in, you could probably do something like this. sort of. Anyways, before we move on to the jet mode, let's just do a quick comparison between this guy's alt mode and the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron's alt mode. Leave a comment down below which one you like more. But anyways, transforming this guy from tank mode to jet mode is very frustrating, but I will do my best to showcase it nonetheless. But starting off, push the tank treads back inside, untab this, untab that, move the legs outward like so, and then extend the arms out like that. Same thing with the other side. We come back to the bottom, move this out like so, and then untab the nose, push Megatron's headpiece down, rotate it, make sure no paint gets scratched, move that out, then fold in the panels like so, untab this whole section, and then close in that piece right there, make sure that whole section is folded in like so. Almost forgot to mention that there's a few steps you have to do in terms of the gun. Rotate the barrel back to its original robot mode configuration, and then shift this backwards, and then rotate it. After that, you want to shift the arms forward like so, but make sure you have the arms facing downwards. Move the side skirts out to the back, and then close in the legs back. Move the leg out like so, and then just leave it out like there, and then rotate this whole section right there. Straighten this whole side piece right there, and then leave it out. After that, untab the tank tread, flip this out like so, to which this thruster will be facing forward, which I think is a pretty cool way of transforming that. Anyways, there's a tab right there that will peg it to a slot right there, as well as over here and here, and then both of those should tab in. Shift this piece downwards, and it should tab into that tab right there. Make sure both the tabs and slots meet together. Move this piece outwards, flip the front skirt up as well, and then make sure that tabs in like so. After that, make the attempt to tab in that tab on the arm right here onto that slot, which is quite a pain in the butt to do so, as it seems as if the tab and the slots aren't supposed to meet, but they are designed to. It's just, you gotta transform this thing a couple times, and they should be able to tab in like so after multiple attempts. Same thing with the other side, but then there is a tab right there which will peg somewhere into a slot right there. Make sure it tabs in like so, and then straighten these pieces out as well. And then here's Megatron in his jet mode. I suppose the transformation wasn't so bad, but it's still frustrating, and for some reason I can't seem to align the wings properly. Well, shouldn't be too distracting if you look at it on the top right here. This alt mode is cool and everything, but it's too flat, and it's a little goofy. It almost looks like an oversized version of Laserbeak, if there were to be a live-action reboot versus Laserbeak. Also, these wings facing outwards make no sense to me. It just makes things look a little weird. And of course, there is the cannon, which is a little lopsided because reasons. Although, which alternate mode and transformation is a little bit more frustrating? Megatron's jet mode, or whatever Soundwave was trying to come up with? Honestly, I feel like Megatron's alternate mode is a little bit more frustrating to transform. Soundwave's transformation is a little frustrating and weird, but not as bad as what Megatron was trying to do. But anyways, leave a comment down below which one's more frustrating. But anyways, there are also some other configurations as well. Specifically one turning him into his gun mode, kind of like in G1, and I'll show you how to transform him. So starting off, you're pretty much going to do the same thing that you did with the tank mode, but what you're going to do next is you're going to rotate that piece as well. Same thing for the other side, and then just go ahead and leave him out like so. And if you would like to go ahead and tab in both of the arms together, what you're going to do is untab that, and then plug this in and adjust the muzzle like so. Untab this whole thing outwards, extend it out like so, and then untab this piece as well. Move this black section out as well as this piece right here. Close in the head, and it will just stay there for now. Leave this out somewhat like this, I believe, and then continue to fold in everything as well. Make sure you plug everything in, and then once you have this whole section done, make sure you rotate the waist right here, rotate the leg like so, move it down right there, and this will also be the trigger thing on the top leg. Rotate this as well, and then fold it in. Make sure both of the legs are there like so. And then you can just position this however you want. And then here's Megatron in his fan mode or gun mode. And I will admit, this looks very nice. Of course, you can have your finger on the trigger and go pew! Now, as long as you don't look at the top, to which there is, of course, this gap right here. You should be good. And if you have Gamer Edition Megatron's fusion cannon, you just plug it on there, and it looks as if it's the scope for Megatron's gun. And yeah, that looks really nice. However, the fusion cannon from War for Cybertron Megatron is a little bit more scope accurate, but I don't have that Megatron, so yeah. But yeah, this gun mode is one of the many fan modes that this figure has. Leave a comment down below which fan mode is your favorite. Mine, personally, has to be this. This is amazing. And I do like how it stands in one foot as well. It's almost as if it was meant to be a gun mode, but I don't know. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all I have to say for this guy. Overall, pretty great figure. I know he's a little small, but he's pretty cool. If you want to get him, he's available, I think, on GameStop? I think he's also available on Amazon as well, but for some reason, Amazon's charging $75 for it, along with shipping. And it's not coming out until November of this year, so I'm not sure what's the deal with that. I believe this guy is also popping up at Walmart's, maybe? I don't know, he's kind of hard to find, which is quite expected, because this guy's on everyone's wish list. I mean, because rightfully, look at it. It's G1 and live action put together to make the ultimate combination. Speaking of G1, I remember in the leaked listings last year, which can't believe that was a year ago, we weren't sure if this guy was actually going to be a Bumblebee movie Megatron. I mean, in the leaked listings, it did say he was a Bumblebee movie Megatron, but we all thought that was a typo, and actually it was going to be a G1 Megatron. I even remember some people just assuming it was going to be a G1 Megatron and just calling him a G1 Megatron rather than a Bumblebee movie Megatron. And I kind of feel bad for those who thought it was going to be a G1 Megatron. But don't worry, there are a few leaked listings that there is going to be a G1 Megatron and a G1 Galvatron, which is interesting. But of course, that's another story for another time, for another review. If you like what you saw in this video, be sure to slam that like button, share this with your friends as well. Turn on post notifications so that way you don't miss another video, and most importantly, be sure to hit that big red subscribe button. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. See ya!